Welcome to Arts in the City. I'm Magali Laguerre-Wilkinson. Books are popping up all over the subways these days, but not just in the hands of riders. Apparently, there's a movement going on where free books are being purposely left behind for strap hangers to pick up.
So I started Books on the Underground in 2012. I saw a lot of people reading on the tube in London every day. People kind of pick up the metro from the seats of the subway train and take it and read other people's. And I just thought it'd be a great thing to do with books. And I created a sticker that said, "Take me, read me and return me to the subway for someone else to enjoy." I printed the stickers and started leaving books from my bookshelf. I started a Twitter, Instagram and Facebook account where I'd let people know where I'm leaving the books. So the idea is that you pick it up, you can take it home and read it, like take however long you want, but the aim is that when you finish it, you put it back on the subway system.
Once I found out about Books on the Underground, I instantly decided I wanted to do it here in New York. Like, it was a very split-second decision that it has to happen in New York. It's such a perfect fit with the city. We work with the authors or the publishers on a specific date, and we usually try and see if it's the launch day or if it ties into any cultural event that's happening in the world, or just any other day that's available. So we dedicate one day for each book.
Recruit some volunteers, so we now work with people all over New York who we send the books to, and there are what we call book fairies who drop books in different parts of the city.
Some of them are in Coney Island, some of them are in Astoria, some in the Bronx, so we're spreading out to some locations where it's not on our daily commute or maybe wouldn't be going there. So trying to cover as much of the New York City subway system as we can.
Part of the reason I was starting it is you go to a bookstore and sometimes you're overwhelmed by you don't know what book to read. But when you find a book and you're the person that finds that book, you have an instant connection with it. It feels like serendipity. You want to take it because you're like, well, it's meant for me. I have to read this, and I feel like it is. You've got to give it a go.
That's what's cool about books on the subway is a lot of times you wouldn't even know who that author is, or you would never read that genre, but it's a free book sitting right next to you, so you just take it and read it. And it's very interesting for people to just expand out of their comfort zone. Our sticker has a call to action that when you find a book, hashtag Books on the Subway. We've seen some books that were posted that we dropped probably a year or two ago, so it obviously means that someone read it and put it back, and possibly read it and put it back again, and someone did find it again and posted about it.
Someone recently said last week, she had tweeted a picture of her face and the book she'd found and said how she'd been having a really bad week, and it had made her week.
It's Dalai Lama and Archbishop Desmond Tutu, and they had a new book called The Book of Joy, and this book is just exactly what she needs right now to find some joy in her life.
So last year, Cordelia, who I handed over the London branch to, Books on the Underground, she had reached out to our shared shelf, which is Emma Watson's book club, and they'd got back to her and said they would be happy to donate some copies of the next book, and that Emma Watson came over to New York to do it for Books on the Subway too. But we've also done a lot of campaigns here in New York. When Anna Kendrick, her book came out, when she was on her book tour, we released the book in New York.
Lauren Graham from Gilmore Girls, she also did her book drop with us. There's a lot of branches that have reached out.
London and New York, in Melbourne, so it's called Books on the Rail. We had a girl reach out to us in Montreal.
The Livre dans le métro. And then there's a branch that's starting off in Toronto.
And Boston.
And Boston.
And then we have Washington, D.C., which has actually been running for a while, but it's quite small.
And I think in Europe, Sweden, Madrid, and the reason they're doing it is because they have so much passion about books and sharing books.
We loved the cities we lived in, we loved reading, and we wanted to share that as a community, grassroots project.
We want to stand for something, we want to have a purpose beyond, obviously the book and book sharing and giving books to people, but we also want to have some kind of involvement in women's empowerment and girls' education, helping people start loving reading again.
You've seen stories about different places to take pictures in New York City or all over the world for that matter, but you've never seen a photographer take pictures quite like these. Tinabeth Piña has the story.
There are a million photographers in the Big Apple, but only one has gotten dancers to tell stories with their bodies all over the world.
I wanted to create a world as if seen through the eyes of a child. And I thought, well, if I use dancers, though I'd never photographed them before, to recreate everyday moments that we could all identify with and show them in a beautiful way, then maybe we would all see that there is beauty in the everyday.
And that was how New York Times bestseller Dancers Among Us was born, a collection of photographs showing dancers leaping, spinning, lifting, and kicking in the midst of daily life, which surprisingly has never been captured in photos before.
The thing that blows my mind is dancers are storytellers. They're trained to tell stories with their bodies, and yet nobody has ever really taken advantage of that. And many photographers came up to me and said, man, I wish I had thought of that first because it's so obvious. I think what was exciting about Dancers Among Us, nobody had seen it before. It's the same thing with Dancers After Dark. It's something nobody's ever done or ever seen, and that's what makes it exciting.
Dancers After Dark is Matter's follow-up dance photography book.
Dancers After Dark went to a whole new level. I mean, the most people I ever shot in Dancers Among Us at one time was 4. In Dancers After Dark, it's 25. And they're all naked. And it's illegal. And it's at night, and you have to light it. And you have to come up with these poses that are intricate and exciting to see so it doesn't become predictable. But then you're doing it in the middle of an avenue with oncoming traffic. So it was so exciting and so challenging at the same time that I do look at that book and I think, how the hell did we do this?
You probably have a lot of critics who say your pictures are photoshopped. Are they?
They're always questioning. And so I have videos on my website, and in each book I have extensive behind-the-scenes stories saying exactly how we got it. And I do consider that to be the greatest compliment, especially to the dancers. That there's no way they could possibly have done this is a big compliment to all of us. But I am steadfast in my commitment to not photoshopping my pictures.
Jordan is currently working on a 3rd book, due out next year, called Tiny Dancers Among Us, which will capture the joys of childhood through kid dancers in motion.
And the book is going to end up being fun, but I still want to find those moments that are a little bit more emotionally full in a more mature way, but still make them real to being a child.
Whether Matter captures kid or adult dancers all over the world, one place constantly appears in several of his pictures. New York City is the backdrop of a lot of your photos. Why?
Dancers Among Us and Dancers After Dark initially were going to be only New York books. I mean, it's the most visually beautiful and diverse city that I've ever been to, and I've been to a lot of the gorgeous ones. I find that you go from block to block and there's a different story, and there's so much activity, and there's so much iconic, you can just play with every location. It's recognizable and universal to everybody that looks at it. So you can never run out of spots.
For Arts in the City, I'm Tinabeth Piña.
The escape room craze has been attracting players from all over the world. You've never heard of escape rooms? We sent a CUNY TV team to check one out. First lesson, never get locked in a small space with our Barry Mitchell.
Okay, everyone, those are your instructions. You have 1 hour to escape. I'm locking the door. Good luck.
We're all gonna die, we're all gonna die, we're all gonna... Get a grip, Barry. I'm gonna go look at the clues. Chantal, Maurice, what are escape games?
Live escape games are very popular. It's where you have groups of people, you go inside of a themed room, and you have to figure out different challenges, clues, riddles, and puzzles in order to get out of the room in only an hour.
Hi, can I get a clue?
Team CUNY TV's mission in the Manhattan Mayhem Room, rescue New York City. Hey, I'd like you to meet our Escape the Room players. This is Giai. Over here we have Arif. Over here we have Peter. This is Donna. This is Tinabeth. this is Lisa Beth, this is Vinnie Beth.
You get to see how people communicate with each other. You get to see when someone gets information, if they relay it to their team members, if there's someone who wants to kind of take control.
Did you find that as the game progressed, you were really getting into it?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, fights were starting out.
Escape the Room began as a series of online video games. Real-world escape rooms started popping up in Japan about a decade ago and quickly spread across Asia, Europe, and to the United States. Jai, you've done these before in other cities?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've done it in China before with my friend, yeah.
Is it more difficult in China?
I think it's different kind, and I enjoy this one more.
Locally, you can find escape rooms all over Manhattan and in the outer boroughs. Escape Entertainment operates this one in Herald Square and even has a venue in London, England. And coming soon,
we are actually opening up an office in Philadelphia.
Meanwhile, Team CUNY TV is functioning like a well-oiled machine, mere minutes away from solving the last puzzle and triumphantly winning our... What happens if we don't complete the game in an hour?
So if you don't escape, the floor drops open. There's a dungeon down there. We've got snacks and we feed you for a week, but no, we're just joking. We need Good job, everyone. So you guys are really, really close.
Vinny and I tried. We were trying to open the combination locks using the wrong code, yes. the wrong hint.
Next time we bring a blowtorch and we just get out of here.
We just needed 5 more minutes, really.
It was really fun, especially saving New York City, you know. You always see it in TVs and movies, but to do it yourself is a different experience.
I can see the other value. I see this is a good team builder.
For more information,
please visit escape-entertainment.com.
Chantal, this was great fun. Thank you so much. Where's the exit?
Here's your list of clues. Figure it out.
Sometimes fashion rises to the level of art, which is exactly what happened with the handbags created by Judith Leiber. Donna Hanover reports that they've been carried by everyone from the nation's first ladies to Hollywood superstars. And now, even museums want them.
Judith Leiber's handbags are whimsical, fanciful, glittering, and glamorous. An exhibit of them opened in April at the Museum of Arts and Design, with Judith and her husband here to celebrate. Assistant curator Samantha DiTilio says Judith developed exemplary abilities in the handbag craft in her native Budapest, learning every step from making patterns to cutting leather to framing and finishing a perfect bag.
She combined that skill with a uniquely American sense of innovation and creativity and was able to create handbags that really transcended the fashion industry.
As the timeline in the museum shows, Judith was born in Budapest, Hungary to Helene and Emil Pito in 1921. Her parents would travel to France and bring back lovely handbags for her mother to carry. That inspired Judith to apprentice with the handbag maker Pessel, and she quickly rose to become a master craftswoman, the first woman to reach that level. But as Judith told CUNY TV's Ronnie Eldridge a few years ago, World War II changed life dramatically.
We were just lucky that we survived in Budapest because most of the Jews even from Budapest were deported.
Yes, you certainly must have been lucky.
We were very lucky because we were in a Jewish house, but we moved from that building to a Swiss protected house that a friend had an apartment in, and 26 people lived in a 1-bedroom, 1 living room apartment.
After the war ended in 1945, Judith sold purses to American secretaries working for diplomats. She also met a soldier, Gerson Lieber, a sergeant in the U.S. Army Signal Corps. He hadn't been able to afford art school back in the U.S., but she helped him to get into the Royal Academy in Budapest to study art. They married in 1946 and moved to New York. After 15 years working for different companies and with Gerson's encouragement, Judith opened her own business in 1963. She liked working with unusual fabrics.
When she opened her own company in the handbag/garment district in New York, her reputation grew very rapidly, and she would have suppliers come and offer different materials to use in her bags. So we have things as diverse as 19th century quilts that she's created into a bag. Here we have a bag made out of Parsi ribbons from India. So you can see the way she is connecting these multiple ribbons with the leather to create a fabric that's big enough to make the bag. And you can see how she is adding embellishments in the form of rhinestones and occasionally in embroidery. So she'll do a technique she calls re-embroidery that really brings out and highlights the design inherent to the textiles.
In 1967, she tried designing some metal bags, but there was a problem.
This is the original chatelaine, which was the first of the Minaudières. She actually made it because of an accident in the shipment of the metal shells. There was some discoloration in the gold plating.
I had to put something on it in order to sell it.
She couldn't afford to send them all the way back to Europe, so she covered the damage with rhinestones.
So it was really kind of this fortuitous mistake or accident that catapulted her into these famous bags. So here I've brought together many of her fruit and vegetable and animal-shaped Minaudières, which I think are a crowd favorite.
In 1953, a bag that Judith made when she was working for the Nettie Rosenstein Company was carried by Mamie Eisenhower to the presidential inaugural ball. After that, Judith created a bag for almost every U.S. First Lady. Barbara Bush loves the one that is based on her dog, Millie.
I was able to go through the archives with Judith and find some correspondence with the First Ladies. So we have some material from Barbara Bush, who was a great friend of Judith, and then some letters from Nancy Reagan. And here is just a variety. We have Laura Bush, Hillary Clinton, and Rosalind Carter.
Judith sometimes looked to great artists for ideas.
Here we have a bag that's referencing Mondrian. We have a bag here that references Louis Comfort Tiffany, Brock, Sonia Delaunay. Judith and her husband Gerson actually have a collection of Chinese ceramics and Japanese woodblock prints, so you can get a sense of Eastern influence in some of her work. So here's a stack of books in a Chinese sleeve pattern, and then over here you have a Chinese lion, which we call a fu dog in the West.
This is gorgeous. What is this made of?
Well, this is all Swarovski rhinestones.
Judith also loves the performing arts. Opera singer Beverly Sills owned nearly 200 of her bags.
Here you can see a bag that she made for the silent film star Claudette Colbert.
Oh my.
And then this one was actually owned by Sharon Stone.
She's a star.
She is a star.
Gerson is a passionate gardener as well as an artist creating paintings, prints, lithographs, and sculptures. He and Judith both have pieces in many museums, including the Metropolitan Museum of Art. In 2005, they established the Leiber Collection in East Hampton to house their work. And being 96 years old didn't stop them from attending the opening of the exhibit here at the Museum of Arts and Design. Judith Leiber sold her company in 1993. Before she retired completely a few years later, she came up with a grand finale.
The peacock is the last bag that Judith Leiber created. You can see this and lots of her other gorgeous handbags here at the Museum of Arts and Design through August 6th. I'm Donna Hanover for Arts in the City.
There's an exhibit taking place here at the New York Public Library for the Performing Arts at Lincoln Center, specifically for theater fans. People can see items big and small from Broadway shows past and present. And Pat Collins has the details on Curtain Up.
Lottery ticket, just a part of the routine. Everybody's got a job, everybody's got a dream.
Lin-Manuel Miranda's first Broadway hit, In the Heights, Kander and Ebb's Chicago, and another Tony winner, The Lion King, are 3 of the 40 Broadway shows represented in the library's exhibition. Curtain Up was co-curated by the library and London's Victoria and Albert Museum. Its coordinators established specific guidelines about which items to include.
We used a guiding principle which worked very well for the theme, which is that you had to have been nominated for an Olivier, you had to have been nominated for a Tony.
And then either or.
Either or, but you also had to have won in one of those places. So it became still difficult, but really possible to pull this together. There were a lot of adventures. Getting something across the pond is not the easiest thing in the world, as I learned.
A prized item from the Phantom of the Opera was an unexpected addition.
The story of the Phantom of the Opera mask is actually really interesting. When the exhibit opened in London, a visitor came up to my co-curator and said, you know, I'd like to see the original Phantom of the Opera mask. And Anna, my co-curator, said, I'm very sorry, madam, we don't have that. That was a mistake in the press. And she said, well, I thought that was sort of strange because I'm actually Michael Crawford's daughter, and I believe I have the original mask, and would you like to borrow it? So we said, of course. And so she very kindly lent it to us for the duration of this exhibition.
What's one of the most unusual objects in the exhibition?
One of the things that we actually found for the first time was a letter from Ian McClellan to his understudy, Jeremiah Sullivan, when he was working on the play Amadeus. The note is actually written on a napkin saying that, you know, I hope that you can do something with the role. I'm going to be gone for a couple of days. Make sure that you get them in the first scene when you're playing an old man. And when you change into a young man again, you'll have the audience with you for the rest of the play.
You have Helen Mirren's costume from the audience.
We do, yes. Designed by Bob Crowley. You can come and look at it. It's beautiful. It's right next to the another William Ivey Long costume designed for the producers. The design that the costume that the director Roger Debris wears in the play. He says he's going to a costume party where he's meant to be the Grand Duchess Anastasia, but he feels like he looks like the Chrysler Building, and so we call it the Chrysler Building costume.
A collection of top hats from a chorus line is suspended from the ceiling, along with a variety of posters. Mary Poppins floats above with her trademark satchel and umbrella. The Wicked Witch from Wicked is here, too. William Ivey Long designed these costumes for Chicago's 1997 revival.
Who loves you, pretty baby?
The suit from Jersey Boys, the red boots from Kinky Boots are a couple of examples of some of the things that we had. And of course, there are many materials that we had here. Certainly the Kinky Boots we have to give back. We have to give back the suit for Jersey Boys.
I'm past patiently waiting, I'm passionately smashing.
There are no costumes or props from Hamilton because the show has yet to open in London and therefore does not qualify for inclusion here.
There was a revival of In the Heights that was nominated for and in fact won an Olivier Award. We have the original set model from the 37 Arts off-Broadway production of In the Heights that was designed by Ana Luisas, which is actually one of the set models that belongs to the libraries.
Another unusual item is the set model for Matilda, the musical which won a Tony for Robert Howell's scenic design. The exhibit coincides with two major events in the theater world: the 70th anniversary of the Tonys and the 40th anniversary of the Oliviers. That award depicts its namesake, Laurence Olivier, as Henry V. On the right in the glass case is an earlier version of the Tony.
We've got the big Tony statue at the end of the exhibit, and it's about to go on television for the actual Tonys. What we didn't realize was how heavy it is. It's really quite a big monumental piece.
The library is located at 40 Lincoln Center Plaza, and admission is free.
The Curtain Up exhibition can be seen here at the New York Public Library for the Performing Arts until June 30th. I'm Pat Collins for Arts in the City.
Wall Street is home to the New York Stock Exchange and the Museum of American Finance. Andrew Falzon takes us to this month's Hidden Gem.
New York City is considered by many to be the financial capital of the world, and in the heart of it all, the Museum of American Finance is dedicated to telling the story of history's most robust economy and New York City's role in shaping it.
Before our museum opened here in 2008, we restored the banking hall to its former 1929 grandeur.
And so walking into the Museum of Finance is like taking a trip backward through time. All the detail of the original Bank of New York brought back to life.
So it essentially looks the way it looked as a 1920s bank, and then we just put the exhibits into that space.
And while the museum is tiny compared to natural history or the Met, it offers insight into all aspects of money and finance, from the earliest integration of technology into the trading floor to the actual design of money. The Our Money Gallery actually treats American currency as art,
which is why there are no labels on the walls. When you go into Our Money Gallery, you will see beautiful and often very colorful U.S. currency, original currency that has been you know, in circulation from the earliest days of our country to the present day. And to get all of the content in that exhibit, you go onto a touchscreen interactive. You could see videos pertaining to American currency, and also there you will get the more in-depth information on the notes themselves.
The financial markets exhibit includes a number of fascinating artifacts, including actual ticker tape from the day of the 1929 market crash and headlines from the local papers. It also shows the history of technology on the trading floor, from the earliest Edison prototypes all the way up to the modern-day Bloomberg terminal. All provide the basis for lots of hands-on education.
Students could come here with their classes, get a course on either money or the basics of finance and investing, and then come up to the galleries where they could either do a self-guided scavenger hunt of our exhibits, or they could have a tour with a docent. They tie in with what they're learning in their history class in school. We have quite a bit pertaining to the American Revolution period.
And of course, when you talk about money in New York City, the name Alexander Hamilton comes to mind. Hamilton's considered the forefather of the American banking system, and the museum has a whole room dedicated to him.
So Alexander Hamilton has always been the patron saint of this museum. However, when the show started to develop, one of the reasons I think he was such an intriguing character is because not very much was known about his background, sort of by the general population, and he had really an intriguing background.
And if you're looking to get your Hamilton fix, the museum has plenty to see, from hand-signed documents to the infamous duel, but the museum also features seasonal and temporary exhibits like its newest to honor Black History Month.
It is actually on loan from the Museum of Uncut Funk, and it is called For the Love of Money, Blacks on U.S. Currency. We're really excited about it. It's going to be on view through January 2018, so it has a nice long run here.
The museum also enjoys an affiliation with the Smithsonian, which allows visitors to see some of the nation's most unique and treasured artifacts without the trip down to D.C.
And we've been fortunate enough to have borrowed from several of the Smithsonian museums in Washington, D.C., including the solid gold and jeweled Monopoly set, which is a crowd favorite here at our museum.
So if you're looking to learn about money and the markets and how it all came to be in New York City, the Museum of Finance is the place to be. For Arts in the City, I'm Andrew Falzon.
That's our show for today. For more information on any of our stories, go to cuny.tv. I'm Magali Laguerre-Wilkinson, and we'll see you next time on Arts in the City.